Hello my beautiful Cancerians, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your singles love reading for mid-June right through to mid-July 2025. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I'm using Gaia chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound, okay? So let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Cancerians, this is your singles love reading. I'm going to get to your overarching energy first and then follow it with a Celtic cross just to see who's coming in towards you. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Cancerians what they need to know regarding their love life at this time? Can you please show them the way? Who is coming towards them? What is the journey they will take towards love in the future? Can you please highlight what is awaiting them on this journey towards love? It's definitely a journey. You got the ship there. I can see that you have the bear as your protagonist energy. So I feel like you have been enduring a situation for a long time. There has been challenge there. I feel like you are in a period of self-reflection. And I also feel that you're a very strong person, okay? I feel like you've been through a lot of turbulent energy there. Emotions have been bereft for some time. Some of you have even resigned yourself to the fact that maybe you're just going to be single because the ship is in the resistance position, and that can indicate that you've lost your motivation to search for love because there's a lack of opportunity. There's no one really sparking any attention there for you, no chemistry. There is a longing, of course, and I feel like you're not giving up on love, but I feel a lot of you have been prioritizing some responsibilities in your life. The bear represents responsibility. It represents challenge. But you're going to be in the right place at the right time to meet the right person because you got the Wheel of Fortune equivalent there with the clover. So this tells me that, you know, life is going to change for you in the most positive of ways personally, but also you are going to meet a person who is especially for you. Okay. So I'm just going to tap into this energy. I mean, number 15 is the Devil card energy, so a lot of you can feel really stuck right now. I feel there's this energy of no matter what you do, it never comes up trumps is what I just got. Never comes up trumps. I don't really talk like that, so it feels very much like some of you, even if you've gone to events or tried online dating or chat forums, for example, it just feels like it's empty, or maybe people are not wanting what you want. There's a disappointment there, okay? The Devil card can indicate that you feel bound to a situation that prevents you at this time from meeting new love. And for some of you, this can be that you're busy, can be that you have responsibilities. Perhaps you are a parent as well, guiding the next generation. It can indicate that you are focusing and pooling all of your energy into your child or your family situation at this time. And it can indicate that you do want love, but there are other factors to consider at this time, and you will still be in the right place to meet the right person, and all those factors will be met, as it were. But for the majority of you who are coming to this reading and you don't have children, for example, or you don't have responsibilities, I feel there is this energy of building in confidence, okay? You know, the bear is a card of being one tough cookie, that you have been through some stuff, as I mentioned there, but it can indicate that you're taking leadership in your life. You're gathering or summoning all of the strength in order to make some changes, because, of course, the clover can be another opportunity at love. It can be also, you know, giving someone a second chance. So if you have someone who's coming in and out of your life, that you've been enduring a situation with a person who is very transient. I mean, it looks like with the ship there that they're emotionally unavailable. They're not kind of available to give you the opportunity to really explore this love. I will, you know, pull a card to see where it's going. I got to be honest with you, looking at the energy, I feel like you're moving on from this experience. I feel like you're looking for a depth of love that this person cannot offer. So if you are somehow connected to a very challenging or toxic pattern, cycle of repeat with a person, I feel like you are finally letting that go, and the universe is going to reward you almost for recognizing that you deserve more in a loving relationship, and I feel like you're going to be put in the right place to meet someone new, okay? But I just want to see, for some of you, there is this energy of wanting to heal something with a person and turn it around. So I will just quickly check with that to see what's going on there. We have the Strength card, of course. The Strength energy is to basically implement self-care, higher boundaries, to kind of like be strong enough to temper the energy in some way, or, you know, have the courage of your heart to have a conversation with a person. And Eight of Pentacles is the card of repair. It's like, it's going to be a project. It's not going to be instant. It's not going to be overnight. I feel like you have to be vigilant with this person. There's a lot of drama that comes with this person. I feel 8 is the number of the self. So I feel a lot of you, it's a period of pause for you to reinvest in self more than anything. And King of Wands, yeah, King of Wands indicates this person very passionate, very physically attracted to you. I feel this person has to go through a spiritual awakening. I feel this person, there's an energy here of not being good with details with this person, and it's like they are looking for the physical at this time, because we have that King of Wands there, okay? If the King of Cups had popped out for this situation, I would have said this person actually is grappling with some very challenging emotions, and that they do love you, of course. I mean, doesn't mean this person doesn't love you. It means that this person is very caught up in the physical side of a relationship. It's like they're running away from intimacy, or they're avoidant at this time, just because the ship is in the resistance position. So I would say a lot of you are taking leadership of your life to step away from this experience in order to really transform your circumstances, reinvest in self, repair from this situation, because it could have knocked your confidence there, okay? But ultimately, I feel like you're taking action to disconnect from this at this time. And I really feel that the universe is aligning you with someone new, okay? So with a lot of love and respect, you know, can this relationship be repaired? The answer is, of course, yes, but it will repeat a cycle, okay? And I feel it'll just keep you locked into a routine of expectation, you know, and I feel like you're breaking free from that. So with a lot of love and respect, I'll disconnect from that energy. For the majority of you, this card is self-reflection. It indicates that you've been through some experiences that have been really hard to kind of like get over, but I feel like you've become very independent and almost, as I said, resigned yourself to like not looking for love anymore, because the ship is all about the journey. And this is a singles love reading, and it can indicate that you have felt like your love experiences are over, that perhaps no love is coming towards you, or you've just removed yourself from looking or the dating pool because you feel like it's a very challenging place, very oversaturated. there's no one there sparking your attention, and it's like everything just stopped. You're just now focusing on responsibilities, because this card can connect to the Emperor energy, which means you're being really strict with yourself. You are creating space for love to come on in, but it hasn't been your priority at this time. It can indicate that you want more from a relationship. You're thinking about your 5-year plan. You want to settle down. You want someone who has depth, who is ready to take the journey of life and love with you. So you have stopped looking because you feel like there's no one out there who possesses those traits that you're looking for. But this will go into the upright, which means, you know, there is movement and improvement. When you get the ship, it indicates a relocation for some of you, or a vacation, but ultimately it means movement and change. Okay, so for some time there's been no change in your status, but suddenly there is going to be change, and it is sudden because the Clover card connects to the Wheel of Fortune. So it means that suddenly there is going to be a new experience coming into your life, or, you know, there is another opportunity for you to reignite your passion with another person. This is a card of another chance. It indicates unexpected opportunity, a surprise, and luck in love. Finally, luck in love is what I'm seeing there. You may also see this as a symbol. Okay, over the next coming weeks and months is what I'm being given. I'll have to go to the details in the Celtic Cross just to see who is coming in towards you and when. Okay, but what I can see on the overarching energy is that you're not going to remain single, let's put it that way. And I feel like you're meeting someone who is as strong as you. You need someone who is strong enough to walk by your side. I mean, some of you may have experienced very toxic relationships because of that bear energy. People who try to control you or emotionally kind of control you in some way. I'm just getting this energy of control. It can be manipulation, for example, or someone who is passive aggressive, try to chip away at your confidence. But I feel, you know, you saw through that, and I feel like you need someone who basically is seeing you for who you are now, how strong you are, to recognize that your independence is a strength because of circumstances. I mean, you have the Eight of Swords there, so this is your first card, your foundation card in the Celtic Cross there. The Eight of Swords is to feel stuck in a rut. It can indicate that no matter what you did, it hasn't like borne any fruit. It didn't lead you to the person of your dreams. So right now you're in a very protective phase. Eight of Swords can indicate that you're feeling a bit worried or anxious that perhaps love is not going to come towards you. You may also feel like the parameters are very small, as it were. What I mean by that is like there's been a limit, or there's a limitation there, an analysis paralysis kind of energy where, you know, you've tried everything. So you're like, well, what else? It's so difficult right now. You feel somehow restricted. The Tower. Okay, the Tower is a crossing card that comes after the Devil card in the major arcana decks. Okay, so that's really interesting. Who would like to receive the Moon energy? We also have the Queen of Swords there, because the Tower is to break free from something. It is to rebuild. So you have the Wheel of Fortune equivalent here, and if you know my readings, a Tower and a Wheel of Fortune, they show up together, okay? Which indicates sudden change, sudden opportunity. I mean, this could literally be that you're about to meet love at first sight. But I'll get to the energy now in a moment. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Cancerians? We have the Six of Wands there, a wish being delivered, an attraction coming on in, Page of Cups right there. I would say you are going to meet this person pretty soon. You're not going to be single for long. You know, the Page of Cups is in your 6 weeks position. So it means in your near future, or at least on the cusp of that 6 weeks, there is an opportunity coming on in. You're going to be talking to someone new. Got the Ace of Swords there. So some of you, you may actually attend an event or a place where initially you don't really want to go to, or you feel a little bit like, meh, not sure if I really want to do this, but I feel like you go to it. I mean, it could be a place where people compete, it could be a sporting event, it could be the gym. For some of you, it could be, you know, you don't really compete in the gym with other people, but you do like compete with yourself. your past self. You know, it can be a place, because the Six of Wands, you know, this is an energy of like feeling accomplished in something. So it could be that you're taking an art class, for example, and honing a skill. I feel ultimately you're starting with 8, which means you're doing something for you. So you're getting involved in some way. For some of you, because the 8 of Swords is there and the Ace of Swords is also there, it tells me that some of you may actually rejoin a dating app or just have done. Okay, and it can be because you have the Page of Wands there as well. It can be that you're going to be talking to someone that you're thinking, oh, okay, this is engaging conversation, but you may question. I mean, Seven of Cups tells me you have options, okay, but there is someone that you will fall in love with. Okay, so we will pull a card on that Seven of Cups in a moment, because I feel like you will have to choose between someone. You may feel like right now there's no options, because of course the Eight of Swords, you can't see how that's going to go down, because right now, you know, there's nobody about. Eight of Swords is to feel a little bit stuck. Okay, it can also indicate you've reached a limit when it comes to the dating scene, and you feel that it's just too hard to meet a person. But you do have divine timing, and you will be in the right place at the right time. But I feel like you're called to honor your own needs or do something for you at this time, whatever that may be. You know, sometimes we're put on pause on purpose in order to focus on our spiritual awakening, or focus on our true calling, or our family, or some sort of responsibility, something that you've been called to do. So a lot of you, there is this energy though of repair. So if you are someone who has gone through something very challenging, it doesn't have to be connected to a high level commitment. It can be something personal to you. It can be, for some of you, health related, or it can be that, you know, something shifted. You've had a shock in some way because the Tower is there. It can be that for some of you, it could be that you've already lost your job, made redundant, for example. And I'm only saying that because these are the cards of the Foundation. This is something you're experiencing already. Okay. It can also be that you were shocked in a previous relationship, a separation suddenly happened. So this is something that's already happened if you've just come to this reading. So I don't want you to be like worried that this is going to happen, okay? This is when you start to get to the outcome energy, the next 6 weeks, and then the outcome position. This is something that you're dealing with right now, okay? So I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love, but I feel right now you've been called to protect your beautiful heart, to kind of like self-preserve, as it were. This is a period of self-reflection. That's why I'm not surprised that you got an 8 here. You know, people who vibe higher, they connect to higher frequencies, of course, and they're downloading lots of information, learning about themselves, about the world, about humanity, and all of the stuff, your true calling. And this can be a period where you have to walk alone, you know, because you're downloading a lot of light or a lot of knowledge there, and it can be exhausting. A lot of you are exhausted and just fed up with things right now, and you've gone into like a little mini hermit mode, as it were, of protection. You know, as you can see, those pillars there, those pillars are like very strong, but as you can see, part of them has been broken down. So a lot of you are broken down and tired right now by life, by dating, by people. And it can be that you are just focusing on your own needs right now. And you may have got into some sort of repetitive cycle or routine, because 8s, especially that 8 of Pentacles that came out, 8 of Pentacles, 8s, they tend to mean you lock yourself into structure or routine in order to focus on something that will benefit you long term. So it can be that, you know, you have got into this habit or repetitive cycle in your life that you're committed to right now, and structure is working really well for you, but you can feel a bit frustrated because sometimes we get locked into something that kind of keeps us stuck in a rut or in one place, as it were. So for example, you know, if you've been a bit of a homebody recently, that Tower can represent your house. Okay, it can like indicate a need to get out there, be more sociable, or connect to things that's or outside the house. You know, the Tower can be to take a leap of faith in something, because basically means that something isn't working anymore and you need to tear it all down in order to restart. And a lot of you are so fed up of starting from scratch, but you're not. You're starting from experience. The Tower can indicate that, especially if you have just come out of a very damaging relationship or a challenging experience, because the Tower is in the crossing position, which means you read the reverse as well as the upright, it can indicate that you avoided something that long-term could have been really damaging towards you. It can be that you avoided something. And some of you may have been avoiding love because you've learned that it lets you down, or it's painful, or it leaves in some way. So you could be healing at this time. So again, I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love. But I'm actually really excited to see the Tower in this position in your reading, because it basically means coming out of a comfort zone and taking a chance on love again. You know, this card here is to take a chance. The Clover is to take a chance and open yourself up to love or an opportunity again. Love comes back around in a different form. And this is your opportunity to build back stronger than ever. It is an epiphany, a realization, a sudden change. And for some of you, it can be a sudden truth, where you have been driving out the old and discovering more about yourself, and that you are a gift in a relationship, and that anyone who connects with you is really, truly lucky indeed to walk by your side. But you had to realize that about yourself, that you are a gift, because you are someone who is, you know, so passionate, so compassionate as well. You offer a lot of support and empathy to a person. You have so much love to give, and you are lovable. And I feel this can be a true revelation, as it were. A Tower is a revelation card. It highlights, you know, something that suddenly comes to you and realizes that things have been a certain way for too long, and now something needs to change. The Devil card energy with that number 15 highlights numerically that, you know, you've been stuck in something that has been truly hard to change, but now you're setting those changes in motion, and you are going to come out of that comfort zone. And I feel a lot of you, there is going to be like love at first sight here, because when you get the Wheel of Fortune equivalent with the Tower, it means surprise. And this surprise, because it's on the cusp, it's not a negative surprise. It's really positive, okay? Now, on the earthly plane position, we got the Moon. You're feeling very uncertain, very sensitive, all up in your emotions. Some of you may also be like having one foot in your old life as you try to also reach for something new in life. It can be that, you know, you're feeling a little bit like in between worlds, as it were, trying to work out what it is that you want. The Moon card can indicate that you're going through some very challenging or dark feelings at this time in order to cathartically let go of the past. And the Moon card can also indicate that there is a little bit of an inner battle between you. Like between you inwards, as it were. It's like this battle of independence, being solitary, being on your own, recognizing that you are someone who's self-sufficient, you're independent, you got this. You know, the Queen of Swords energy, when you apply it to your energy in this reading, even though you're a water element there, you know, this is an aspect of self position. It can indicate that, you know, you're someone who has learnt to be super self-sufficient, independent, you know, a lone wolf, as it were. And you're wondering, is that level of independence intimidating to other people? Well, the answer is no. The right person is going to love you for all of your traits and attributes, okay? But it can indicate that some of you, you know, that independent side, it's almost like it talks you into saying, like, I'm good, I don't need anybody. But also there is a yearning. The Moon is, you know, a very magnetic force. You are someone who is magnetic, and you actually attract a lot of people. But there could be this ebb and flow emotionally within you, where there is this inner battle of yearning, wanting to be in a high-level commitment, especially those 3 a.m. thoughts, where it would be nice to like cozy up to a partner, for example. There is this energy here of you kind of like getting back to best, as it were, because I'm really getting this energy of the pillars, the starting pillars, you know, they're crumbled there, and then there's pillars in this card where they are very regal. They are, you know, very ornate, golden. So I feel there is a rebuilding going on in your life here, and it doesn't have to be connected to a past relationship. It can be like life. Like the last couple of years, humanity has gone through some very turbulent times. And it can be that you're just trying to rebuild, or life has changed in some way, and you feel that, you know, you are trying to navigate your way through a very transformative environment, and you're trying to reignite that part of yourself. Some of you may have even felt like you're on a journey where you've lost a part of yourself, because the Moon can be a very sort of like cloudy energy where you're feeling confused or feeling that things have changed, and you're just trying to work out these changes and how you fit into all of these changes. You're realigning with your true self, your authentic energy in a new environment, as it were. And for some of you, it can be that you've just like relocated and you don't know anyone in the neighborhood. And it can be that you're trying to figure things out, trying to like connect to things that bring you joy. This is a call to literally romance your life a little bit more, to enjoy your solitary energy and align yourself with a path. I mean, the moon card, if you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the moon, there is a pathway that leads straight over towards, over the mountains towards the moon. And it can indicate that even in confusion, even in, challenging circumstances, you're being true to yourself and the path will be made clear. Obstacles are being removed at this time. You've been in a very cathartic experience where you are kind of like driving out the old, bringing your worries or fears into perspective so that you can be free of them, so that you can conquer, really boss up with that card there and take leadership of your life. And I feel here that some of you, this can be a vision of what you want. A body of water is to scry or to have a vision of something. So the moon energy can indicate that right now you're focused on your visions of what you aspire to have for your future. And it can indicate that you must not forget about imagining or visualizing the sort of relationship you want or a person that you aspire to be with in a relationship. Your manifestations come from visions. So I feel a lot of you, this is a call to really like have some time alone to reflect on what it is you want in a relationship, really see the vision of the sort of person you want. I always say visualize yourself having dinner with the person of your dreams, or, going on a vacation with them, or taking a shower with them, really intimate details of what it is that you aspire to have in a relationship. And, that vision is actually present in your future. It's happening right now. You just need to lock onto the vibration of what it is by visualizing it and feeling it in your heart, in your soul. You're a very intuitive person. You're actually developing your psychic gifts at this time, your intuition as well there. But it can be that right now you are kind of like all up in your feelings, and these sensitive feelings are amplifying because that's how you manifest. You can have the vision, but you need to feel with it as well, like you have it in this moment. So a lot of you may be going through those sort of practices in order to align yourself with, the love of your life. I feel like a soulmate is coming in, someone who is loyal, someone who is going to take this journey with you. And we do have that Queen of Swords, and it's in the past position. So this can indicate a detachment, or even for some of you, not all of you, but the presence of the Bear and the Queen of Swords can indicate that you've had experiences where you've been on autopilot or in fight or flight mode. You've had some trauma that you're trying to heal from at this time, and it is a process. For some of you, this can also represent a divorce or a separation, and it made you really shut down in some way and become cold or closed off to the idea of love. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen for you. It means you're in self-preservation mode. And it can indicate as well that there is a sorrow about you because you're someone who is an old soul, okay? And it is very hard for you to be impressed with people's kind of like charm or their, one-liners, their kind of like dating lines, for example. You're like, you know what, I see through this. You're looking for someone who's authentic, someone who has depth. And I feel like you were willing to wait for the one to come on in. And this person is going to come on in. Queen of Swords, this particular Queen of Swords has a pregnant person on that card. So it can indicate that you've been birthing new ideas, of course. It can be that you're looking at new ways to integrate yourself and be sociable, connect to like hobbies or education, group activity, community events, for example. But also, of course, it can indicate that a lot of you have kind of like shut down a part of your desire for dating or meeting someone new because you're guiding the next generation. You're looking after children at this time. So it can be that you've decided with clarity that, okay, now I'm giving myself to my responsibilities, and then there will be a time. So it could be something that's very logical in your head right now, but life and love, it does not happen on our time. It happens in divine timing. So you could be surprised by love coming on in shortly. But ultimately, Queen of Swords is shutting down the past. It basically means turning your back to the past and opening yourself up to a brighter future. And I definitely see here with the Six of Wands that a lot of you, especially if you have been locked into responsibilities or almost been in hermit mode, the Tower in this position with the Eight of Swords and the Six of Wands can be, get out there, allow yourself to be seen. You are beautiful both inside and out. You are magnetic, and actually you get a lot of attention. You may not notice that about yourself, but you certainly will start to notice it. And there is a very physical kind of flirtation coming in, but also there's love coming on in here as well, okay? I mean, the fact that you have two pages are the start of something, and there's two, so it can indicate with that Page of Wands that, I mean, the aspect of it means there's a loyal mate coming on in, but it also can indicate that there is a very flirtatious encounter, that you're going to suddenly realize that actually you're getting a lot of attention and now you have to choose. Six of Wands indicates a victory. This is the potential position, so it means that there is potential for victory, but you must take action or influence your circumstances by, you know, either aligning yourself with a wish. There's literally a little genie's lamp there, and the stars indicate you're doing the healing work. You're aligning yourself with this breakthrough moment when it comes to love, but also it's about your confidence. Confidence is an aphrodisiac, and a lot of you, if you've had your confidence knocked, it can be that you are rebuilding, and when you feel confident enough to do so, you'll put yourself in a position to be seen, and you'll be raised up in all of your glory. This new person is coming in. There's a lot of romance there. There's a lot of love. This person actually is a little bit younger than you, okay? Don't let that put you off, but they're very receptive. They're very open. They're looking for love, and they're looking for long term. And when they meet you, for some of you, it could be connected to your sense of purpose. For some of you, and this is not going to resonate with all of you, I'm just being given a very small percentage of you may attend a psychic night. Random, I know, but it feels like you may meet a person at a psychic night. So if your community or local restaurant or bar or, you know, some place, even a theater night, is doing something connected to spirituality or a psychic night, I'm being given specifically by my guides that you may meet a person at that event. Okay, so I'm just going to disconnect from that energy. That's not going to be all of you. I feel it's about 4, 5, 6, yeah, about 7 or 8% of you is what I'm being given. I'm just trying to gauge the energy. So some of you may have booked that already, okay? But if you haven't, I'm looking at the energy and I feel that it's like, I see a process for you more than anything, that you could have joined an online dating app or some sort of chat forum. Could even be on social media, for example. Someone could reach out and message you out of the blue. This is very flirtatious, okay? I feel there is a flirtatious encounter first before you meet your soulmate. That's something that's coming through. Now, the next 6 weeks position, we have the Page of Cups. Now, this can be an invitation to do something that you love, to romance your life a little bit more. But also, I feel this is your vision of love becoming a reality. If you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the Page of Cups, they are looking in a cup, you know, the scrying. Any body of water, it is a scrying tool. So it can be the vision suddenly becomes material because a fish pops out of that cup. Now, a fish doesn't live in that cup. It means the vision becomes something material. And the fish in the Lenormand deck actually means abundance. It means prosperity. It means an opportunity to get what you want, a wish being delivered. Something blossoming, something, you know, you being in the flow, as it were, and something being delivered because you're in the flow. So this Page of Cups, it can indicate that you're doing a deep dive emotionally, but you're also recognizing that you are a gift when it comes to love and that you have a lot to offer love, and you need someone who is reciprocal in the energy. You know, the Page of Cups indicates a very charismatic, caring person who's very understanding coming on in. This person's very sensitive as well, very artistic. I feel like they're young at heart. They can be a little bit younger than you. It doesn't have to be a huge age gap, but they're very young at heart, this person, and they're also very careful with people's emotions. Okay, this represents the start of a new relationship and also a renewal of self-esteem. So I feel this could be the birth of a wonderful new encounter and a long-term relationship. And I feel a lot of you are going to connect to this in the next coming weeks. There's some sort of event or something that you suddenly feel like you want to go to, but no matter what you decide to do, I feel like you're going to be in the right place at the right time. A lot of you, there is also this energy of museum. So very ornate, like building with arches. It feels like a museum, okay? That's what I'm being given. So it could also be that you're giving a talk in a museum or going to witness a talk, or you're going to see some art, or maybe that's the date that you go on with this person. I'm not sure. I'm just seeing a museum of art and artifacts as well. It's not just an art museum or gallery. It feels like a museum with artifacts, historical artifacts like broken vases and tablets, stone tablets with engravings on them, and papyrus paper with hieroglyphics and things like that. There's lots coming out here. So I feel like you're going to go to an event at a museum, or you're going to go on a date with somebody at a museum, okay? So yeah, I'll leave it there. It's not going to resonate with everyone, but I have to honor what comes through there. Now, this is your advice to yourself in this moment. Ace of Swords, start again, or, you know, be open to a breakthrough. I feel like you're having a breakthrough, or you're about to have one there. The Ace of Swords indicates an energy of responsibility, okay? To take accountability for one's life, to take action, to have an idea, as I said, the spark of an idea here, and then follow through with it and go to it or attend it or make it happen in some way. But this is also about you getting clear with clarity and truth what it is you want in a relationship, and you shall achieve it. This is about, you know, owning your truth and having the courage of your convictions to put yourself in a position to open yourself up to the next steps. You know, this is making a decision as well. So some of you may actually be talking to someone online right now. Not all of you, but some of you may be talking to someone, and perhaps it's very flirtatious, very physical, but if it hasn't materialized just yet and you have a question mark hanging over it, that kind of is your answer. Anything that leads you to confusion or makes you feel like you don't know where you stand with a person, that person's not emotionally available to take the next step, or they're too immature to notice, you know, the next steps of the relationship. So I feel like you could be letting someone down or cutting someone loose at this time with the Ace of Swords. And of course, if some of you have been unwell or going through a procedure, or you know, you've been getting back to best, I feel like you need to be aware that everything will happen in divine order, and that owning your healing path at this time is important. Love is not going to pass you by. I kid you not, a friend of mine, many years ago, I won't mention any names, but they'd gone through a very challenging and major unwellness, okay? And at the time, they also caught their partner cheating and was filing for divorce, so it was all happening, okay? Their life was completely turned upside down. They were literally going through the biggest tower moment of their life. Their health was in question. The relationship that they'd been with their partner for many years, had children with them, was all like breaking down. Everything felt like it was just like crazy, chaotic, and very uncertain, okay? And I remember her confiding in me of all the things that was going down, and I was like, oh my gosh, you know, and suddenly, out of the blue, they met someone on the train. And they were like, oh my gosh, that person's looking at me. And they were like, ooh, and they were very attracted to this person. However, they didn't say anything. And the next day, they got on the train. They were going to work. So, you know, they were on the train to work. And the same person was in the carriage. And they were like, oh my gosh, there's the same person. And they're like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And so my friend told me this, and I was like, did you say something? And she was like, no. I was like, oh my gosh, you need to say something. You need to do something. And she's like, well, I'm not that kind of person. I'm quite shy. And I said, I know, but you know, the universe is giving you a sign here. Next day comes, I said, did you see them on the train again? And she said, no. And I was like, oh. And we're like, oh, the opportunity is past. And she was like, oh, it's such a shame. But you know what? It was nice, that moment. And then the next day, that person was on the train again. And she said that it was almost like something took over her body, where suddenly she was like, hello. And she's like, oh my gosh, I would never say this. And suddenly they struck up a conversation, and they are still together today. They're in a relationship, okay? She wanted to take it slow because she was going through a divorce at the time, and also some health issues, and of course took the healing path and honored it. And of course, this person also supported her throughout emotionally, her healing path as well. So I'm telling you, divine timing happens, and there is a person out there. So believe and receive. And it just happened out of the blue. And I feel a lot of you, whatever you're going through, doesn't have to be like my friend, but whatever you're going through, I feel like you are going to be pleasantly surprised, and you're going to be talking to somebody new, okay? Ace of Swords is the start, fresh new start, clean slate there. Now we do have the circumstances outside of yourself. Page of Wands, when you apply it to your energy, this means you doing something that you're passionate about, exploring outside your usual parameters, getting curious, okay? But also, pages bring news. So it can indicate that there's an invitation or something that you're curious about attending at this time, and you'll connect to it. But ultimately, there's two pages here. This can indicate a flirtation and love. Okay, so this can be lust and love energy. So you will have to make a decision because you have that Seven of Cups there. So I feel like you're going to have some sort of flirty encounter with a person before you meet the one. Okay, let me just quickly pull a card on that energy, Page of Wands. I mean, this could also be a hint at this person's placements. Can be that they've got some fire in their chart as well as water. There's a lot of fire and water in this person's chart. There's a bit of air. And I feel like there's a little bit of earth as well, but not as much as the other elements, okay? So I just wanted to clarify this card for you, and we've got the Knight of Wands, okay? So this indicates a flirtation or something that is not long-term. It's sporadic, it's intense, it's magnetic, and it can be temporary, okay? So I always say that this is like a flirtation or, a transient encounter. Could also be that you connect to someone and instantly, intuitively, because you have the Moon card there, you see that this person's a player. They're not interested in the long term, okay? So I feel this is the process that you will encounter before you encounter love. So in the next 6 weeks, you could encounter a flirtation with somebody, or even like a no strings attached fling, if that's what you're looking for. No judgment here. Humans are complex. It depends on what you're looking for. And it really connects to that Moon energy, because normally on the Moon, there is a dog and a wolf, okay? The dog represents, of course, stability, long-term, companionship, loyalty, faithfulness, taking the journey of life and love. And the wolf is independent, wild, free, untamable, as it were. So it can indicate that you're going to have options, and you're going to be drawn to both. But it depends on what you're looking for at this time. If you're looking for no strings attached, then you know which one you're going to go for. And if you're looking for love, which a lot of you, there is this energy of deep down you do want to find a loyal, long-term connection. And I feel like you will connect to that person, and there is a high-level commitment waiting for you there. Now we also have the Eight of Wands, and it is in the hope and a fear position. So this can indicate that you're so fed up of, instant connections with people then going nowhere, fizzling out. Something that starts really quickly and is not sustainable. So I feel a lot of you are kind of like worried that you're going to meet someone like that, but intuitively, and you've learned a lot of lessons, I feel like you will notice any red flags immediately, okay, and you'll shut it down. I feel like you're someone who has the courage of convictions, and you know what you want. You're very direct at this time with that Queen of Swords energy, and it can indicate that you need to trust your intuition and go with that. Also, the Eight of Wands, it can indicate as a hope that you're hoping that you're on the right track to meeting love. And I would say, yes, you are. There is movement and improvement here, but you don't want to rush, okay? I feel a lot of you, the energy here is you need to open up. Higher boundaries, healthier boundaries there. Some of you have been almost close to giving up on love. You're so frustrated. There's been such a delay, or there's been like trouble in relationships, and you just want to move away from that. But I feel like you are moving away from that at this time. The Eight of Wands, it indicates that there is either news coming in, so you will act quickly and decisively with this news. This could be an invitation, as I said, or a commitment to change. It can be that, you're discussing something with a friend and saying, you know what, I've had enough, or even a family member, or even just discussing in your mind, like things are the way they've always been. And if, the same old outcome is happening, it means there needs to be transformational change. And you've got that Tower there, which means a radical revamp in your love life happening here. And I feel like it opens you up to opportunity. Seven of Cups is literally, you deciding what you want. But also, it can indicate that right now, you're having this inner battle. That's what I mentioned earlier, this inner battle between independence and wanting to settle down. So if you want, you know, no commitment at this time, that's also on offer for you. The universe is kind of delivering whatever it is you desire at this time. There is a wish overriding your energy, which means, you know, as you desire, you shall have. And the Seven of Cups can indicate what you focus on right now, you will draw it closer to you. So, for example, if you've been cheated on in the past and you are trying to heal that part of yourself, to trust in love again, and trust that a person will not break your heart, you may be asking the universe for new love, but saying, I don't want anyone who's going to cheat on me. I don't want this. I don't want that. And the universe is just feeling the energy from you. And they're feeling how angry, how let down, how frustrated you are with past experiences. And you're attracting that vibration. We are energy. Okay, remember the energy. What you are giving out here is interacting with the energy that is outside of your sphere, and you need to think more about what you do want in a relationship. Change the vibration, change the mindset with the Queen of Swords, and attract what it is you do desire. The more you focus on hardship and challenge in relationships, or even how challenging it is to meet a person, that is the experience you will continue to have. And you're breaking free from a cycle right now. So, you know, if you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the Seven of Cups, the figure is looking at all of the cups. You can focus on the snake, which is all about change, transformation, toxicity. It can be, you know, once bitten, twice shy. Or you can focus on the victory wreath, which is all about success. It is about, you know, having a breakthrough. So this is about your focus at this time with that Seven of Cups. But also it means choice. And I feel like you will have to choose between two people in time. So I'm just going to clarify that energy before we move forward. We have the Six of Cups. A return to better times, okay? You're not returning to the past. Very nostalgic, perhaps. Six of Cups can indicate that the universe wants to deliver a gift, especially since it's coming up to your birthday season, my beautiful Cancerians. Happy birthday for when that happens. I hope you have the most magical time indeed. Now we have the choice, literally the choice. I am clarifying the choice card, which is the Seven of Cups. You have the Six of Cups. For some of you, the choice is, do you return to the past? But a lot of you, I'm like getting this vibe of, nope, cutting that down, not doing that anymore, cutting that off. You know, the Nine of Pentacles with this Six of Cups tells me that you'd rather be independent and single than return to something, okay? But I do see a return to better times, more fulfilling times there. You know, the Six of Cups can be an energy that the universe has given you a period of calm reflection to think about the past relationships in order to learn from them and, of course, to find peace in the knowledge that, you know, you are a gift and that pleasure awaits. But also, for some of you, this can be that an old love tries to win you back. So maybe some of you will be shocked to hear from an ex. And the Nine of Pentacles tells me that you're having a glow up. Personally, you are trying to enjoy your singlehood. I feel like you're trying to appreciate the present moment. Yes, it has been like an isolating or lonely path at times, but I feel like you're called to reinvest your energy into self. But there is a question mark here because it tells me that you have a choice with that Lover's card. That's literally the choice. Okay, it's a choice card. So I would say these three cards literally mean, do you return to the past? A lot of you are like, no. Okay, Nine of Pentacles is like, do you remain single? Or do you open yourself up to love? The choice is yours. I feel like there is a soulmate coming here because you got the Lover's card. It highlights a high level commitment, an attraction, an understanding, love, friendship, and, you know, a relationship that lasts the test of time. You know, the Lover's card indicates someone that is romantic, that balances out your energy, that is not just physically attracted to you, someone that has substance, is emotionally available to take this journey of life and love. And I really feel that's the trajectory that you're on, okay? The cards highlight that you're on the path to love there, okay? So I'm just going to go and get some final cards for you before I close your reading. Thanks so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Cancerians? What do they need to know regarding this path and this person? We've got friendship there. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. We've got family. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Cancerians? We've got forgiveness. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide? We've got differences. Oh my gosh, look at that. As I said, you may have to turn someone down or walk away from someone. There's differences, or someone doesn't fully align with you. Okay. And then we've got effort, and we've got security. Long-term secure relationship coming on in. So we have friendship. Okay, now friendship, of course, this indicates a lot of you may be leaning into friendships at this time, or it can be that, you know, you are noticing your friendship groups are evolving, and therefore you are stepping away, being more independent to do things that bring you joy. But also, I feel like you're attracting a person where there is solidarity. Someone who understands you. There's friendship as a foundation there as well. But for some of you, I'm being given this energy by my guides that some of you may have blurred the lines with a person who tended to come in and out of your life. Maybe there's a lot of physical attraction there when really you should have just remained friends and not crossed the line, is what I'm being given. But, you know, don't shoot the messenger when I say that. I definitely see here a lot of you are moving away from the friendship zone in connections as well. I see this energy of you moving towards a high level commitment, but the majority energy I have here is you're going to meet someone new. Okay. Now we also have family. So some of you have family responsibilities. That's what that bear was all about. And the Queen of Swords, responsibilities, projects, focusing on your own prosperity at this time. Okay. We also have forgiveness. Now forgiveness is a challenging word. Okay. Because why should we forgive people or situations if they've hurt us? You know, they knew what they were doing at the time. So forgiveness can be a very challenging experience. You don't owe anybody forgiveness. You don't have to forgive a situation from your past. However, to lighten your own karmic load and to forgive the past can truly set you free, to open you up to a path where you can create a foundation for new love to come on in without experiences from the past influencing or damaging a present relationship. So forgiveness is very important, but we must come at it from a certain angle where we're not letting someone off the hook. We're not, you know, allowing something. We're actually acknowledging that we need to set ourselves free from something in order to live our best life. So some of you also, if you're wanting to heal a relationship with an ex, we did mention this right at the beginning, there is a potential here to heal and come together. I mean, if, for example, you are going through a divorce or a separation, or you have children with someone, it can be that you and this person, you're trying to overcome challenging dynamics for your children. So it can be that, you know, you try to be forgiving in a situation in order to present a harmonious dynamic between each other for your children. You don't want to be like bickering at each other, all of those things. So it can be that you're trying to move on and navigate the next steps. You will fall in love again. I want you to be aware of that. But with a new person is what I'm seeing here. So we have differences here. So some of you may be outgrowing a person, or even acknowledge that you have a flirtation with a person, because I see a new person coming in where there is a flirtation, but you recognize the differences. It feels very fast and furious, kind of like very unsustainable. You know, striking that match and it being like fizzling out because it was quite quick. And I feel that is your signpost as a process towards meeting a soulmate, a long-term connection. Now we also have effort there. Okay, and of course this can be putting a little bit more focus into your love life, but also noticing the effort that you get in relationships. Reciprocity is the key. Otherwise, it will be completely out of balance. And of course, all the tulips indicate that you are making an effort to have new experiences, fresh new start. It feels very much like this is the spring of your love life where you are awakening and suddenly you're going to meet the person of your dreams. And finally, we have security. Okay, so this means nesting with a person where you feel like your heart is secure. Okay, you are going to meet a person where everything changes. The way you look at love changes as well there. And I feel it's a high level commitment where it is for life. Okay, so that is the energy of your reading for now. Thank you so much for it, guys. Angels, can you please guide my beautiful Cancerians? What do they need to know? Okay, so we have a mask there. Now, some of you could be literally invited to a fancy dress party, or it can be that, you know, you're dropping your shield. You're dropping, you know, that shield that's kept you protected. Because sometimes we need to be aware that we build a boundary around ourselves, especially if we're hurt. It can be a brick wall. It can be like a full-on shield. And we need to be aware that it has to be more of a healthy boundary so that the right love can get in and keep, you know, the wrong sort of love out, as it were. But this can also be about the mystery, slowing down the process of getting involved in a person, you know, to keep the mystery of the relationship alive so a person gets to know you and builds a foundation rather than, you know, kind of like going too quickly into a relationship and kind of fizzling out. But the right person, you know, you're going to be in the right place at the right time to meet the right person. And I feel this is going to be a wonderful connection where they don't give you any cause to question their motives. They are secure in themselves, and they offer you a really strong foundation of love for you to be your authentic self, okay? So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in that reading for you, my beautiful Cancerians. Thank you so much, and love and light.